into the basket. Look at that for a swift response.
Hello and welcome to the news update. I'm Rex Litter. The labour ward at the Port Moresby General Hospital experienced a significant increase in the number of deliveries over the festive period, reflecting both the holiday spirit and the dedication of the hospital staff. Total deliveries between Christmas Eve and the afternoon of Boxing Day was at 108. Christmas Day had the highest deliveries of 43 babies. The heaviest baby weighed at impressive 4.2 kilograms. Nursing Supervisor Sister Glenys Naisi Param commended her team for an exceptional performance under pressure. Doctor and nurses at PMGH continued diligently manage the high workload. Moving forward into the 2025, Metoroi Urban Health Center will be doing normal deliveries as well, with the support of PMGH to help alleviate the high workload at the labour ward. 4 members of the United Church in the Iokea village in Gulf Province were honoured for their role in the translation of the Bible into Tuaripi language more than 4 decades ago. A plaque was unveiled at the church grounds yesterday to commemorate the hard work put in by this man to ensure Tuaripi-speaking people receive the Word of God in their own vernacular. Representing these translators, who have long died, were living members of their families, some as old as 86.
The Christian Bible in the Tuaripi language of the Gulf Province could be one of the oldest translations in the country, dating back to 1983, just a decade after independence. Work on translation began as early as 1944 by the second missionary of the London Missionary Society in the Gulf area, Reverend Herbert Alfred Brown. But that work would not have reached this stage had it not been for the support of the local men and women, who were initially taught the English language by missionaries and in turn assisted in translating the English Bible into Tuaripi. Forovahui, Morehari Raipa, Feai Lalore and Samuel Akoai were instrumental in helping Reverend Brown achieve this. While not much has been said and done about the role of these 4, the Iokea Reverend Herbert Brown United Church, in celebrating its 50th anniversary of the first dedication in 1974, saw this as the right time to also celebrate the translators. A commemorative plaque was unveiled yesterday, paying tribute to the 4. The 4 translators also assisted in the translation of songs in the United Church hymnal to the Tuaripi language. While these great men have died, their descendants stood tall to unveil the plaque. Reverend Haro Mirisa explained the importance of having the Bible in their own language.
I am reminded, and I echo the words of one of the great liberators who liberated his country in South Africa, the great Nelson Mandela, one of his famous saints. And this is what he said, which I quote: when you speak to me in a foreign language, you speak to my mind. But when you speak to me in my mother tongue, you speak to my heart. And it's very fitting for the translation spirit and the translation work of the Bible to our mother tongues.
Reverend Mirisa said the Yokia United Church is proud of certain achievements in the last 50 years, and the translation of the English Bible to Tuaripi is one achievement that the Yokia Church will always be proud of. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape has called on churches to become the catalyst to reignite unity and anchor it among the ethno-linguistically diverse people of Papua New Guinea. The Prime Minister made the appeal as he announced that government would be heavily engaging churches in activities of the 50th independence anniversary next year, 2025. He was speaking to pastors and church workers from churches in the country who met with him during a Christmas luncheon in Port Moresby early this week. Prime Minister Marape also acknowledged the great supporting role churches have been played in delivering education and health in this colonial era and post-independence leading to the current times. He said we have to give churches their rightful place as we step into our 50th anniversary. Turning abroad, the Waverley Council says it will consider taking actions after tens of thousands of people trashed Sydney's Bronte Beach following a massive Christmas party.
At one of Sydney's most pristine beaches, residents woke up to this nightmare.
What we found were piles of cans, bottles and half-eaten Christmas lunches.
This wave of trash, the result of around 15,000 rowdy tourists celebrating an orphan's Christmas a little too well. This morning, volunteers and residents pitched in to clean up the mess. By this afternoon, Bronte was back to its picturesque self. But locals are frustrated at the state of their normally quiet haven.
They're all really upset and disgusted, really.
I just don't understand why we can't pick up our rubbish.
Residents are rightfully frustrated that their beach and their park wasn't respected by the tourists that came here.
Waverley Council insists it took extra measures to prevent this situation happening, including installing 250 extra bins and paying for extra police officers. But many are wondering why local ratepayers are the ones being left to foot the bill.
We need help to manage these places and keep it to a standard that is expected.
It's definitely unfair to expect a local council to have to foot the bill for an iconic statewide event like Christmas Day at Bronte Beach, and we definitely ask for more support from the state government.
It's not the first time this has happened. Last year, thousands flocked to Bronte's Golden Shores, and with more set to return next Christmas, the council's message is clear.
Everyone is welcome at our beaches. We just ask that you respect the environment and clean up after yourself.
A festive celebration leaving a costly trail of trash.
Authorities have been warning Victorians about the potentially devastating fire conditions on Boxing Day for over a week now. Today, their fears of soaring temperatures and tough conditions have been realised. The fire in the Grampians National Park has been burning and expanding for 9 days. It's ripped through more than 55,000 hectares of bush, 1/3 of the national park.
Strong, hot winds fanning a rapidly growing and ferocious fire. Today was always going to be tough.
Extreme fire dangers today is what was predicted, and that's what we got. We saw those high, hot temperatures into the northwest of the state and those hot northerly winds.
The fire in the Grampians National Park is burning at such an alarming rate, authorities are now all but certain homes will be lost.
Firefighters, I can say, are doing everything possible to protect life and protect property.
This property west of Moyston is in the fire's path. Darryl Lord has chosen to stay.
You sent the missus away though?
Yeah, look, no, you better finish. Yeah.
Better if she's not here.
Yeah.
firefighters braced all day for the change of wind direction, pushing the fire towards properties, first south, then east, before winds became erratic and unpredictable.
The fire has breached containment lines from the Grampians National Park. It is moving very much east under that westerly frontal system.
Jack Blake was on the receiving end of those gusty winds in Stawell.
With the wind, it just come crashing down, so it gives you an idea of what the weather's been like lately. Most of Stawell heard it. Yeah, come crashing down. Yeah.
And what did it sound like?
It sounded just like a tree falling.
With the cool change came a bit of reprieve, but the danger is far from over. Authorities have been pleased by the number of people heeding their warnings.
You do what you're told to do, and that's it. We're fine with that.
The grandmother did get to spend Christmas with her family. For the many who couldn't, residents rallied, donating gifts and food.
Having been through fires out on our farm and my ex-husband having to shoot sheep because they had burnt feet years ago, that was probably my driver.
I think after the February fires, a lot of people have been prepared for this, and there's been a big build-up towards it as well. And I think the community has come together really well.
Many locals here in Stawell are opening their homes to evacuees, offering their spare rooms or in some cases their Airbnbs, which would usually be full of tourists at this time of year. Nobody knows how long these guests will need to stay.
We just go with the flow and hope for the best.
In limbo, at the mercy of a fire that's set to burn for weeks.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Monday that more than 3,000 North Korean soldiers are believed to have been killed or wounded fighting for Moscow in Russia's western Kursk region. Zelensky posted to Telegram on Monday following a briefing by Kyiv's top commander, General Alexander Sisky, on the ongoing battle in Kursk, underway since Ukrainian troops launched a surprise cross-border incursion there in August. Ukrainian special forces claimed on Monday to have inflicted more than 100 casualties among North Korean forces over 3 days of operations. And that ends the news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for main news bulletin. Bye now.